changing locations and shit. Man, get into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself and it's cool. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on your
Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store, man. And when all three of us come together, man, it's Cowboys Uncut.
Goddess.
West Coast Cowboy in the middle, the Kanye West of this content stuff.
And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo, we stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running. It's only one team over here, this Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is a poet. Big up West Coast Cowboys, HTM Sports, and LandLord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out, man. Don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC, yeah. DC4L. All day. Every day.
My dear Aunt Sally, we is at the P right now. We gotta go to free agency, then we gotta go to draft, then we can talk about training camp.
And Stephen Jones, who's also a multi-millionaire, moves and feels like a what? Like a dude that is got $15 in his bank account.
We finna come marching to Dallas with our picket signs, ticket torches, everything we can find.
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store. And beneath me, we have the most vile, despicable, disgusting, demonic, undiplomatic, un-American, unpolite, unkind, sinister being that God created. LandLord from Alabama.
That's insane. What's happening with y'all, man? Hey. And Hen is my partner in crime. He was there present with all the nefarious activities. He was there.
I wasn't there when you got kicked out of here.
Well, I did that as a child.
You did that at the beginning.
That's insane work right there, man. That's insane work. But what's going on with y'all, Cowboy Nation? We back. Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. We ain't complete, but I feel damn good about my team. I feel a little weird to even be this happy and excited about the team again. So, hey, we ready, y'all. I'm feeling rejuvenated and energized. I'm ready to get this season started now.
Bro, it's like a full 180. We were talking about, man, missing the playoffs. We were talking about not being able to compete. And I like what you said. We're not complete, but we can compete. Because I believe we got enough firepower now to make it interesting. We got enough of a pass rush with the people that we added. But, God, dog, man, like, it's strange. Like, you ain't lied about that. I felt defeated. You know, I felt uncharacteristically down about the upcoming season. And then the Dallas Cowboys just came, man, and They put a shot in me, like an adrenaline shot, or might have just slipped me some perks. They did something, but I feel amped right now, dog.
Fact. I told you, I feel ready, man. Like I said, of course, we got some flaws still left on this team. We got some holes to fill. But I promise you, I'm feeling good. I'm almost ready to suit up and go to war with any team in the league right now. I got that much confidence in this squad.
Man. But hey, everybody on the way in, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button. Make sure you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man. And then, if you got it, if you want to help keep the lights on in the trap in the liquor store, hit my boy on his Cash App for a brick. Hit me on my Cash App for a bottle. We do supply. But for real though, just make sure you support the independent content creators. Me and my brother LandLord did beat that YouTube Rico, so everything is a go on our ends. So appreciate y'all in advance. This nigga said, is it a red flag that my girl drives an hour to see me every weekend that spoils me? What? Nah, nigga. You just ain't used to that. You trauma bond with freak hoes and shit before that. You got you a good one. You hold on to it.
She doing what she supposed to do.
Doing what she's supposed to do. Yes, she is. But yeah, man, we 30 deep in the liquor store, man. But let me ask you, man, did you get a chance to see the any of the comments that George Pickens had?
A couple of them, but I don't remember them all verbatim. But I think he was on the YN type of time already that we need on this team.
Well, here's a couple
elaborate
right here. Just if you want to read them off and give your response to them real quick. Because one, he was stating that Dak Prescott was one of the first people that reached out to him. He spoke on him being a prolific quarterback and a very smart quarterback. And when he was mentioning CeeDee Lamb, he said it excites me a lot in the game of football. We can work off of each other, and that's why it comes to building a winning culture. Now, one, I'm gonna say mine, and I'm gonna let you cook. He got a very good PR dude. He said all the right things. I know this is not something that he normally says, but I do think he means it. I think he had somebody help him articulate that. But I think that it's a good sign that they took the time, and he took the time to make sure he said all the right things. He didn't shit on the Steelers on the way out, and that's how I feel about that, though. What are your thoughts, though?
Of course, you got to do a little PR work when you George Pickens right now. I think he's fighting for his name. I hear a lot of slander coming around, surrounding him, and this young man is trying to fight for his name. You can't completely erase your reputation, but you got to figure out a way to reverse it or something. You know what I'm saying? Like if he come over here putting the right foot forward and keep his head down at work and ball out, he gonna take that away. So you know what I'm saying? He gonna work that off of his name. So I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for him. A new scenery. You know what I'm saying? Not as much frustration from your quarterback. I feel like he'll be okay. Let me make sure we still live. Okay, I see it. But yeah, I think this gonna be a real dynamic duo too. Like I seen some people saying they top 5 already. I think I'm in agreement with that. Like I feel like this is a top 5 team right now, and I'm confident in what we got to offer for them.
I agree. I'm glad you said you felt that they were top 5. Because that's really some crazy shit, right? One player, we went from having a bottom wide receiving core to one of the best tandems in the National Football League. So this is the order that they got it. They got Burrow, Chase, and Higgins as 1. Round and then Prescott, Lamb, and Pickens. And the final one, Stafford, Adams, and Pookie the cool shit. That's my boy Pookie. He out there killing them niggas. But do you think this is about right? Would you put them over anybody, move them down? What would you do personally? Your personal opinion.
I mean, when you add that third receiver, that's when it gets sticky. But when it came to, if it was just, they didn't add a third receiver. Okay, well, I don't agree with this list fully.
Talk to me.
I think Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill supposed to be on here. I think Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison might need to be on here.
Off?
So I mean, it's arguable. I think Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson better than St. Brown though. That's just me. I think they better. They might not have better numbers because they ain't got no quarterback for real, but they're a better tandem. And I'll take Hill and Waddle over Devontae Adams and them right now.
So that might be what kept them off because it does say trios. So they are counting the quarterback.
Yeah, so I can understand that. That's what I take that with. I guess they be hating on Tua like that, so I can see that then, because they love Stafford still for some reason, and then Goff made a name for himself the season before last, so I can understand then. But if that's the case, if we count the quarterback, I put us at number 2 because I feel like Dak better than Hurts and Goff, in my opinion.
I believe that Dak is a better individual player than Goff and Jalen Hurts. I also believe that CeeDee Lamb is better than their number ones, and then Pickens is either on par or better than their number 2. So I agree with you. I would move him to number 2. If the quarterback matters that much, and we're going weapon for weapon, then yeah, damn sure move us up to 2. And if you catch me on a good day, I might even make an argument for the number 1 spot. And that's crazy because I know for a fact we would not be saying anything like that if it was Jonathan Mingo, if it was Jalen Tolbert. We were up here going through an existential crisis, thinking they would be our number 2 wide receiver, dog. So thank God.
Like we didn't even want to think about a world where we had the result to that.
That's one of the worst things that could possibly happen, man. Now I've been through a lot of there's been a lot of crazy things happen to me in life. I done been shot at, I done been stabbed, I done almost died in a car wreck. If we went out there with Jalen Tolbert and Jonathan Mingo, that probably would have been the worst thing that ever happened to me. That probably would have been the worst thing that ever happened to me. I'm just saying, dog. Like, that's up there.
That's ridiculous, right there. Hey, yeah, I wish I had a button here for that. That's ridiculous. I might have to clip that.
Yeah, man.
That man said that. That man said, I've been hit, I've been shot. It ain't nothing you can do worse than playing them boys. So it is what it is.
I give up on everything at that point. At that point, dog. Like, we might have to start. That movie channel gonna be jumping. I don't know what you talking about. Like, they dropping Marvel movies. They reacting to everything.
We talking about on a TV show / movie channel too, so it might be in the works. Y'all let us know if y'all rocking with that type of time.
Yeah, real talk. We still probably do it. It just doesn't have as much priority now that Dallas Cowboys going to be good at football again.
I feel rejuvenated. I feel reborn again. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a new man now.
Yeah, doggy. That shit funny as hell, though. Oh, another thing. We will change the expectations again, right? Well, remember, we were one of the teams with the lowest win total over unders and stuff, right? They had us at 7.5. How many games now, LandLord, currently constructed? I know we're still looking for defensive tackle help. I know that a lot of us aren't satisfied with running back. I know a lot of us would like another corner, so we don't get baptized, in the games that Trayvon Diggs and them don't play. But as currently constructed, knowing what you know, based on the timetable of the returns of some of your star players, what do you think the over under is going to be? I mean, what do you think the win total will be for the Dallas Cowboys after the George Pickens acquisition?
At least like
So you think it's going to move up to 10.5?
I do.
I'll go even further. I think you're a playoff team with this one acquisition because I see the way that you can give fits to opposing defenses. I see the mismatch issues. I see schematically how you're not going to be able to double either one of these guys. I think when you have those outside weapons, teams are going to want to play, regardless of how good your running backs are. Teams are going to want to play more too high safety shells to prevent the big plays and explosive plays from happening on the outside. So they'll have more free range and operating against a lot of boxes. So just because you have a schematical mismatch at this point, being able to put CeeDee Lamb on the field with a Jonathan Mingo and somebody as fast as a Cavante Turpin, and of course having the big play threat of George Pickens, you're going to be able to open up some things. So I think just because you'll be so good on the offensive side of the ball that it'll make up for some of the deficiencies you have on defense. I think you'll put up enough points to make it into a passing contest at times for the opposing team, and I think that you got the pass rushers to make them pay for that. So I am saying, because remember, I said you had to win 11 games to be a playoff team. I think you're a playoff team now.
I feel like we should make the playoffs easily now. Like, we should be challenging Philadelphia for the division title. At the least, we should be one of the top wild card candidates. You know what I'm saying? So if we fill those holes that we have, I feel like we might be neck and neck with them and ready to take them down.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, the biggest concern, and listen, it's still a concern for me. It's still a concern for me. I still live in fear of running backs, landlord. I ever tell you this is my phobia? Niggas running over is phobia. So, just to remind you, these are some of the names of the running backs we will play this year. We're gonna play Saquon Barkley twice. He a good running back, right? I think he is. I think he's
excellent. He's excellent.
All right. So we played Josh Jacobs. Landlord, is he a good running back? I want to know from your personal experience.
Yes, he is. Alabama guy. He's a good back.
In rushing yards. Last year, I know folks don't actually talk about it, but I think he actually had a good year last year. Let me take a look at his statistical output from last year. Yeah, he ran for 1,329 yards and 15 touchdowns with the Packers.
Good grief. I did not know we played Hampton this year and Gibbs.
2 first-round pick running backs.
Yeah.
And listen, they said that they made Ashton Genty in a test tube. They combined super soldier serum from Captain America. They used some gamma radiation from the Hulk. Goku came.
They mixed in some vibranium.
Goku came and used the Dragon Balls and made him invincible. I like God.
He got a couple of the Infinity Stones and mixed it in a pot, and there go.
They just heard he was this magical being that should not exist. So I'm horrified to play him. And really, who I'm scared of, he's not even the best running back on this list, but it's Aaron Jones, because he always shows up and shows out against us. Like, I don't ever remember a game that we played Aaron Jones and he didn't have like 100 yards and 3 touchdowns or something ridiculous.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is one of the few people you can say that's a Cowboy killer. I'll tell you that much.
He for sure is. Your boy, because I know how you feel about Jahmyr Gibbs, because you would stand on the table for him when folks were saying it was stupid to try and take a running back in the 20s, and he went top 12, but that's neither here nor there. And then we know he got another 1,000-yard rusher over there with David Montgomery, so they're going to be a superb duo that we're going to go up against. I know people don't look at James Conner like that, but what if I told you that James Conner almost had 1,100 yards last year?
That's the last time we played them, didn't it? When they shot everybody and beat them.
James Conner was a gangster.
We don't do well against Arizona. We play Arizona.
We play them in Dallas at that, and that's scary because Kyler Murray still ain't lost in Dallas.
Well against Arizona, man. I don't know what it is. So this is a new coaching style, so maybe we can have a different fortune, but I got my eye on that guy.
All right, so James Conner, 1,094 yards, 8 touchdowns, average 4.6 a game. Dude, do you know James Conner is aging backwards? He had his 2 best seasons in the National Football League these last 2 years. He had 1,040 and 7 touchdowns, average 5 yards a carry in 2023. He had 1,094 at average 4.6 yards a carry and 8 touchdowns in 2024.
So hold on, here. Wasn't that with our offensive line coach?
Our offensive coordinator was their offensive line coach.
I mean, we got some good stuff in our future.
I hope so, because if he can do that with James Conner, and he's gonna be helping with the run game and all the other stuff, then we should have a creative run game. I hope he took everything that he was doing over there and they helped bring it over here. All right. Isaiah Pacheco, he a good running back, but he's not an elite running back. I really should have put him in honorable mentions because I'm not saying he's not good. It's the Chiefs. They might be out there throwing it like crack rock, and it might not even be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what the Chiefs want to do. That's probably going to be a primetime game. Patrick Mahomes got all the weapons in the world. This is going to be his first game this is Patrick Mahomes' first game in Dallas, and he's from the Texas area. He's from Tyler, up the road from where I live. So this is going to be a big game for Patrick Mahomes, who grew up a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Dak Prescott as well.
Fan of Dak Prescott. They cool to this day. James Conner, and listen, I think we did all right against not James Conner, Chuba Hubbard. I think we did all right against Chuba Hubbard last year when we played him. But we can't just focus in on him like we did last year, because
they will be better.
They got Ted over there. Xavier Legette is in a reduced role, so he'll be going up against like DeRon Bland or somebody. Depending on when we play him, it might be Kalen Carson. They got wide receivers over there now, so it might be a little bit harder to focus in on Chuba Hubbard like we did last time. Yeah, because we held him. I was just going to say we held them we held them only 10 attempts because they were behind the entire game. So they only gave him the ball 10 times when we played this last time.
I was about to say the best case scenario for our schedule is if it get a little tougher, a little late, so we can get our troops back. Maybe. What you think about that?
It really depends on who and
because we might be able to get Trey back. We might be able to get Overshawn back. You know what I'm saying? If it's a little later in the year, we might be a little more stronger.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree to an extent because some of these teams I do want to catch early, even if Trey and them ain't there. I think there's some teams that I have a better chance of catching slipping. The sooner I play, before the.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I might want to play the Chiefs early and get that shit out the way. It's going to be a home game. We got all this shit that we done worked on in the off season. They got one of the better defensive coordinators in the National Football League, but he ain't got no tape. He wouldn't have any tape on our offense, up to that point. So I would want to play the Chiefs early just because who their defensive coordinator is, and we out here running out pretty much a brand new offense. That gives us a schematical edge going up against them, because I think they might beat the shit out of us the other way around. Because I need that win under my belt to make us believe we can go out there and duplicate that kind of success. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we can beat them. I think we got a fair shot at any team in this league, especially if we play to our advantages. But like we said, we must get some defensive tackle help in here. It's a must.
Hey, listen, me and Boss gonna look at that shit tonight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do a deep dive. We're gonna do a film session. We're gonna be breaking folks down, and we just gonna rock out like that, man. So make sure that y'all spin the block later tonight and check out the show. We're gonna be trying to find answers to the problems that we have. But that does concern me still. Listen, for what all the good things the Dallas Cowboys have done, they have not done anything to make me think they'll go from being one of the worst run defenses in the National Football League to one of the better ones. Like, you're gonna have issues against running backs and running quarterbacks, and this is what it is. Until you bring in some folks that can actually help stop the run and keep the quarterback in the pocket, you're gonna have those kind of issues.
I just feel like we need to be addressing it right now as much as possible. Like, maybe a player or two. Like, what do you think it's going to take for us to be better at stopping the run?
I'm going to push. I got a slight pushback against Boss about what he wants. Because he wants somebody to spell Mozzie. I want somebody to push Mozzie. Like, the way that we made a trade and we don't even know if Jalen Tolbert is still alive, because that's how much we don't give a fuck no more. Oh, I need a trade like that. I need a trade so impactful that Mozzie Smith reps are going to be the lowest of his career. That's really what I personally want. Now, I'm not sure who was crazy enough to trade away their super gangster ass one tick right before the season starts, right? But I be working the phone trying to find somebody to push Mozzie down. Maybe not a Dexter Lawrence, because they did do a lot in the offseason. The Giants did. They're gonna at least run it out there and try. They went and got Russell Wilson. They went and made multiple moves. They got Abdul Carter in the draft, so they got a decent roster right now. I think they're gonna give it a god honest try to compete. But I'm gonna be looking, for teams with good one takes that probably aren't gonna do much this year. Before the draft, I would have said the Tennessee Titans, see if we can push for Justin Jefferson, but they got Cam Ward. They did the things that they did. They don't want to weaken that team any. So I'm trying to find a team that has no shot at all to compete and try to go get they one ticket they worth for them. That's really what I want to do.
Yeah, I think that's the best plan. We need to make another trade. That's how desperate it is right now. You know what I'm saying? We probably need to sign a veteran and make a trade for one.
I don't disagree, because listen, there's nobody on the defensive tackle, in the defensive tackle room that is above being upgraded over. Justin Rogers been on this team 2 years and I still don't know this nigga.
Yeah, he ain't still have.
I don't even think he plays. You know what I'm saying? He tell jokes. He keep you in a good spirit. He gonna get you some Gatorade. He don't play.
He's a comedian.
Yeah, he might need to start a YouTube channel. But I don't know if he need to play football and stop the run on my team just yet.
I was just about to say, I don't know if he needs to play football on my team. But...
yeah, I mean, you can go to the Commanders and try that shit.
This is your defensive tackle room right here. You got Denzel Daxton, Mozzie Smith, Tommy, a word that I'm not going to try to pronounce. You got the Ricky J. You got Solomon Thomas. You got Osa Digizua, Ernest Brown, the 5th or the 6th, whatever IB stand for. Justin Rogers. This is your defensive tackle room, so you don't have a lot going on there. Solomon Thomas, they got him ranked as the 101 out of 118 defensive tackles. And we don't want to talk about what Mozzie lands. I really do feel like Mozzie will improve, but we don't want to talk about that.
Where you rank LandLord? Stop playing.
Next question, please.
Where does he rank? Answer the question. We will hold it. Listen, we will hold the suspect in contempt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 17th, okay, out of 118.
Oh, so he's next to last.
Unfortunately, yes.
Got you. All right, I might have to send him to the UFL, dog.
He gonna get better, man. He gotta get better.
No, you don't. Like, I don't know why people think that. Like, you could just suck at the shit you do.
I'm saying, if you don't, you just gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Go work for Amazon or something in a minute. Go to the UFL or something. Like, you can do. It's other things you can do.
And listen, to be fair to Mozzie, his tape is a lot better than that shit. At least it was his rookie year. We have not went and watched his sophomore year, but he was better than I thought he was. So I'm a pray for the young man, and we'll see what happens. What up, the original people?
Coaches, he'll be better.
Yeah, he has no choice. He really has no choice. You know, I think he'll be all right. He has no choice but to be all right, because I need him to be all right.
That's what I'm saying. He gotta be. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any other option. It's a must.
So true, man. Let's see.
George Pickens had a bunch of other quotes too, right?
He had some more things, but this the thing, you know. Like, I wish it was public, but you know, we would have to read all the stuff that other folks posted about it. So let me go to the thread, because it's a long ass thread. That's why I couldn't put everything up on here.
He was talking crazy about being called the number 2.
Yeah, he was saying that he ain't know what a 1A would, what a 1A or 1B was. He said his entire time of watching football, there's been a good wide receiver and another good wide receiver on the opposite side of him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what he says. So he wasn't trying to buy into that notion and any of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
we wanted a receiver to come in here and feel like he's nobody's second fiddle.
Correct. I remember that, and that's him.
That's exactly what we wanted, and I love it. Cause like I said, worst come to worst, if CeeDee Lamb ain't up to par that game, just like in the Green Bay game, it would have been great as hell to have George Pickens right there taking over, saying, "Hey, I got you, 88. Until you get your mind right, we gonna run this game up."
Yeah, and listen, that's why you need a wide receiver like that. Because, LandLord, can I show you something that's going to piss off a certain group of people?
Sure.
All right, so receiving yards over the
people
last
off
2
this
years.
early in the morning, man. Go ahead.
This is God's work. All right, so CeeDee Lamb over the last 2 years had 2,943 receiving yards. Brandon Cooks had 916. That's the largest gap in the NFL between wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 tandems.
Tell me in the last 2 seasons, that's all the yards that Brandon Cooks mustered up?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
What did he do last year?
He was hurt most of last year, remember?
Oh, okay. Shit.
And he only had 600 and some change his first year here, and then he was hurt and barely played this year, so he didn't have a lot of yardage then either. So my point being is CeeDee Lamb actually has a wide receiver that's going to get him more than 600 yards in the season. He actually has a wide receiver that's going to get him more than 800 yards in the season, possibly. So you have somebody that can be viewed as a legitimate running mate to CeeDee Lamb to help him be able to stay healthy through the season for one, because we ain't gotta use him at running back no more. We ain't gotta, we ain't gotta forcing the ball into triple coverage with putting his health and shit in jeopardy. Like, we actually came out all right for once in a trade fooling with the Dallas Cowboys.
I agree. But have you seen this is not my thoughts, but they saying it's a real bad track record of Steelers receivers producing after they get traded. But I don't think this is gonna be that type of case right here. Because I got to look at the situations that they went to and all of that before we just say, okay, that's just what happened.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's not true at all. One, they did when they did that, they left Emmanuel Sanders out. Emmanuel Sanders went on and played in 2 Super Bowls and won one. So let's remember that to the situations he went to. Secondly, Antonio Brown left, and he only played 16 regular season games after he left Pittsburgh Steelers. But in those 16 games, he went for over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. So if you looked at it as a season, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had like
still did good.
He still did good, but he only played in 16 games, and we know that he went on and won a Super Bowl, right? The only guys that really didn't do much of anything is Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson. And Deontay Johnson gonna get an opportunity now because he in Cleveland.
And Claypool was overrated anyway.
Yes, he damn sure was. So that's my thing. So that's an unfounded narrative. There's too many different factors.
That's true, Roy. Plexico got off with the Giants. Yeah.
I forgot all about Plexico. Yeah, I went back for that one.
I like Plexico too. Plexico was hard.
Yeah, to the shot and stuff.
Yeah. Till he turned into the NFL Cheddar Bob.
I think he's the last good wide receiver from Michigan State too. I don't remember no other like super fire ass wide receivers coming from Michigan State since him. I could be mistaken, but that's how I remember shit. Oh, listen, Juju numbers are up and down because he went to some bad situations. When he was with the Patriots, he wasn't shit. He went for almost 1,000 yards with the Chiefs and helped them win the Super Bowl. So, like, I think it's unfounded because Juju won, Emmanuel Sanders done won, Antonio Brown done won. So I think because they also only looked at yards per game. Like that shit don't even count. Like that, like no. We don't care about that. They're not giving enough context about the situations they went to, usage, health, games played, production, where they went. We up here saying they ain't do nothing, and most of these niggas done won championships in the new situation that they went to. So nah, you see folks will try any and everything. They will create any narrative, manufactured or whatever, to go out there and try and steal away your joy. And Roscoe, they said those guys play with Hall of Fame quarterbacks, not Dak. Dak Prescott is an MVP candidate. He is an all-pro. Even if he's not a Hall of Fame quarterback right now, he is a fucking good quarterback. Like, this is not hyperbolic. This is the best quarterback that George Pickens has ever played with in his career. This man went from playing with Jake Fromm. He played with Stetson Bennett. He played with Kenny Pickett. He played with Mason Rudolph. He played with what was left of Russell Wilson, Justin Fields. This is the best quarterback he has ever played with. That's why when he spoke on Dak, he was elated. When he spoke about getting an opportunity to play with Dak Prescott, that man bubbled over with joy. So that's all I can say. Like, y'all may not like Dak, but people like Dak. People, a lot of folks around the league like Dak Prescott. So that's all I need to know. He said Santonio Holmes was good too. Yeah. And I think they were just talking about folks that left, during the Mike Tomlin era. No, I don't remember. Mike Tomlin has been there for a very, very, very long time. So he might have been over there. I gotta go back and double check and look. Let me see. When did San Antonio Holmes leave from over there? I'm curious. I'm finna Google that. Yeah, Dak does get wide receivers paid. He gets a lot of people paid. He get wide receivers and tight ends paid. Randall Cobb came over here. He had a resurgent season. He got that bag, and he never really played up the par ever again. He got Cedric Wilson paid. He had a good season with Dak Prescott. He left, and he barely plays football anymore. Like, he's there collecting dust. Like those old collectibles your granny be having. You know how your granny be having like those porcelain cups and stuff and the porcelain dolls up there? That's what he do. He collect dust now. That boy went out there, got Amari Cooper that bag when they came in and paid together. CeeDee Lamb got paid with Dak Prescott. You gonna get a bag when Dak Prescott's your quarterback. Cole Beasley got a bag too. What up with my boy Weewoo, man? And hey, everybody, please make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure they hit that share button. Make sure that y'all slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, man. We rocking out in the liquor store in the trap, dog. But yeah, man. Yeah, them creepy ass dolls. Yeah, them creepy ass porcelain dolls. I got you. Dalton Schultz got paid too. He didn't get paid by Dallas, but they cashed out for my boy Dalton Schultz. They did. They gave Dalton Schultz some money. I would have kept Dalton Schultz ass though, man. I sure would have kept Dalton Schultz over here and paired him up with Jake Ferguson. Cause why not have a damn good tight end tandem? Especially with what we've seen from Jake Ferguson this year. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, man. It is an early morning show. I do have to take my child to school and take my ass to work for a little bit. So I appreciate y'all for everything. I thank y'all for sliding on here, rocking out with us in the chat box. Make sure on the way out, y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that share button.
Right.
Make sure y'all hit that Cash App, that Super Chat. Box you an Eagles fan. Knock the shit right out their mouth because they run around with turds just packed in their mouth like hamsters. So please, man, do what you got to do. We will check y'all next time. Land, you got anything you want to add before we disappear, disperse?
Nah, I feel good about this year. Can't wait for camp. We do need to add a defensive tackle and a running back. But other than that, I'm ready. I'm ready for war.
Yeah.
Lit LandLord is back. I'm talking mad, hella shit. So get ready.
I completely agree with you, man. So yeah, man. God bless America. God bless the Dallas Cowboys. And listen, in the words of my brother West Coast Cowboy, never look down because the star is